Alan Porter out high, not usually where he plays. And they'll continue working on the perimeter here. San Juan starting with a man-on-man D here tonight. As Duchesne continue to be hampered on the outside, Jashawn Johnson finally with the shot clock running down threw up the three, no good, and the Broncos pulled down the first rebound of the ball game. And San Juan has their first possession of the evening as Jake Ivins hands off to Brigham Nielsen. Back to Ivins, through the paint, off the glass on the right side, no good, but he's fouled, he'll shoot two. And this will be the first of the night against Coulter Giles. So Jake Ivins will make our first trip tonight. And we're still looking for our first points of the night as well. So Ivins at the line for San Juan. And it looks like he missed the first, I think. And the second is good. So Ivins makes one of the two. And the Broncos have opened the score 1-0. We are a minute in already. And Duchesne has it back in the front court. And it is Preston Davis with the basketball. And hands over on the left side, Coulter Giles. Giles hands off to Parker Crum, and then over on the right side again to Giles. Now it's top of the key for Giles. Parker Crum for three from the left wing, nothing but net. And man, he didn't have a lot of room. It didn't matter. 3-1 Duchesne. Jake Ivins running the floor a little too hard off the glass and pulled down by the Eagles. They'll run it up. And Jake Ivins sticks out the leg and fouls Coulter Giles as he comes through. So that'll be Jake Ivins' first foul of the evening. And Duchesne set to inbound in the front court. They do get it into Giles, and it's handed immediately right back to Davis. Now back to Giles. He's on the wing. Left wing now, and a three for Johnson. Rims off, and San Juan pulls down the rebound. The Broncos have 2 rebounds. The Eagles 1. Brigham Nielsen was wide open under the basket there. Anthony Doan spotted him, but Nielsen unable to make the layup, and it's rebounded by the Eagles. So Duchesne will walk it across the line with 5:55 to go in this opening quarter. And they have it set up. Dallin Porter on the wing, comes through the paint with the Euro step and finishes with the left hand off the glass. A beautiful effort that time from the Duchesne senior, and the Eagles have a 5-1 lead here in the early stages. Anthony Doan has it for San Juan. He'll back it out and send it to Daly straight away. R.J. Daly looking for help, goes left wing to Jake Ivins. Back up top for Daly. Wing again for Ivins. Back to Daly. He will shoot the three. Yes. And the Broncos answer Parker Crum's three, and it's 5-4, back to within 1. Left wing, Jashawn Johnson with the basketball for Duchesne as they bring it in. Now back up top for Davis. He'll bounce it to the wing again for Giles. Giles will send it inside the arc to Parker Crum, who dumps it back out to Davis. Davis drives to the free throw line, picks up the dribble, goes right wing to Johnson. Back up on the perimeter they go. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Here comes Giles, but he'll kick. And now Parker Crum on the wing goes around Nielsen to the hole. It's off the back of the rim, no good. He gets his own rebound and draws a foul. And it will be the second foul on Jake Ivins. So that's a familiar story for the San Juan Broncos. And we'll see. Jake is already going to have to come out. The bull in the china shop has started early. And I see Coach Nielsen counseling him on the bench as the Eagles inbound in the front court. And here's Dallin Porter driving, kicking. The three is good for Preston Davis, and that was a beautiful look. Beautiful inbound play for Duchesne, and they're doubling up San Juan now 8-4. Anthony Doan runs it up for the Broncos to Brigham Nielsen. He'll kick it out to Keaton Ivins. That play kind of evaporated, but Jagger Neves, fresh off the bench, replacing Jake Ivins, rims in the three, and the Broncos are back to within 1 again. So the teams have traded threes here in this first quarter. We are halfway through the opening frame, 8-7 Duchesne. And a little pick over there on the far side, a lot of body contact, but they let play continue. Now on the wing, Jashawn Johnson has it. Working it around the perimeters, Duchesne. Nice pass to the baseline, but it was out ahead of Preston Davis. And they'll work it back out high again. Now inside to Porter. Keaton Ivins, a good job to body him off. Forces the bad shot. Keaton Ivins gets the rebound, but Porter steps in to force a jump ball, but it will be San Juan basketball. So the Broncos will inbound from the backcourt here with 3:38 remaining in the opening quarter and trailing Duchesne 8-7. The Broncos opened on a Jake Ivins foul shot 1-0, but since then it's been Duchesne in the lead. But here's Anthony Doan off the glass on an 8-footer, or a 10-footer, pardon me, and that's good. So the Broncos retake the lead 9-8, and it's already what we expected, a back and forth fun game here. Now Jagger Neves knocks it away from Dallin Porter, but the Eagles get it right back. As the Broncos couldn't contain it, and now they've got a fresh 35 setting it up in the offensive end. Here's Deshaun Johnson, wide open right wing three, bounces off. Well, the Broncos, I guess, just content to allow him to shoot that. Man, he was entirely uncovered, and it did not pay for Duchesne. So San Juan will inbound, and Anthony Doan and Jagger Neves will work together to walk it up. Now left wing, Daly, he'll just shoot the three. That was an air ball, and on the rebound, I think it looks like Anthony Doan will be called for the foul here. So Doan's first, the Broncos third, and the Eagles quickly work it across into the front court. And left wing, Parker Crum rises, but fakes the shot. Now Dallin Porter, baseline drive, tried to bank it in, no good, rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos will run it up. Anthony Doan on the dribble, tries to go around Johnson, dumps it on the wing instead to Daly, drives into the paint, kicks it out. Anthony Doan has it. Rose with a fake shot, now finds Keaton Ivins cutting, and he misses the fade from the lane. And it's rebounded by Duchesne. The Eagles will pass it across amidst a bit of a press from San Juan. Now lob it into the corner. Dallin Porter takes a pass on the baseline, spins away from Keaton Ivins, can't make the shot roll in, but he does draw the foul, and he'll shoot from the line, and it will be Keaton Ivins' first. San Juan's fourth in this first quarter. Duchesne's only been whistled for one here in the frame. And Dallin Porter at the line for the hometown Eagles. So Porter shooting for Duchesne, and nothing but net on that first shot. And that ties the ball game up once again, 9-all. And one more shot forthcoming from Porter. Meanwhile, it looks like we get two guys off the bench. Tanner Stansfield and someone else has checked in for Duchesne. I can't see the jersey number. Porter can't make the second shot, but the rebound is tracked down by Parker Crum. So Duchesne gets another opportunity in the front court, and it's Kyson Giles who's in the game for the first time tonight. Finally could see that number. These numbers are tough for Duchesne. They're hollow numbers, and so they're hard to see in the first place. And when they stand sideways, impossible for me. They're going to go to Parker Crum in the corner. Nothing but net on the three again. So he's got 2 threes. Duchesne leads by 3, 12-9 with that bucket. Down to 90 seconds to go in what has been a fast-paced first quarter. Here is Jagger Neves pulling up for 3, a little short. Rebounded by San Juan, though, and the Broncos will go for 3 again, and R.J. Daly missing. Rebounded by Duchesne this time, and now a foul against the Broncos, and that will put Duchesne in the bonus. And so who will go to the line here for the Eagles? Who is the foul on? First of all, looks like it's Weston Jones is first. So he was fresh in the ball game. And Justice Black is in there as well for San Juan. And so here's Jagger Neves, or sorry, that's not Jagger Neves, that's number 2 in white. Kyson Giles for Duchesne, missing the first of 2. So it remains 12-9 in favor of the Eagles for the time being. And Giles' second shot on the way, nothing but net. So that increases the Duchesne lead to 4. It's 13-9. San Juan will inbound from the defensive baseline as Justice Black gets it into Weston Jones. Now over on the far side to Jagger Neves. He runs it up, bounces it down into the corner to Trip Palmer. Back out high to Neves. Comes across to the top of the key for Dally. Now Weston Jones, high right wing. Back to Dally, drives in, kicks to the free throw line. Justice Black missing the shot. And rebounded by Duchesne. And the Eagles will walk it in. Here is number 3, Tanner Stansfield, handing off. Coulter Giles has it, now on the right wing. That is Kyson Giles, back to Coulter. Now Parker Crum will just take the long-range 3. Missed everything from the left wing, and that goes out of bounds. San Juan basketball. And it's number 13 coming in for Duchesne. I like this guy's name, Rhett Claiborne. It was kind of funny. I was walking in front of the Duchesne fans coming up here, and someone's mom was yelling, "Great job, Rhett!" And I just was like, "Yeah, thank you." It's not different Rhett, not me. San Juan in the offensive end with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. Jagger Neves gets to the baseline, kicks it back out to Weston Jones. Now to Dally. It was knocked away from behind him. So Duchesne steals, and now unable to score on the first try is Tanner Stansfield, but he's fouled from behind after he got the rebound and was going up for the putback. And the foul will be the first on R.J. Dally, the 6th on San Juan, and just 1 on Duchesne in this quarter. We're down to 14 seconds to go. That was a shooting foul nonetheless. So Tanner Stansfield is shooting 2 and makes the first. His first point of the evening makes it, should be 15-9 unless he missed that. I thought he made it, but maybe he missed it. Second shot rolls off, so I guess maybe he missed both of them. And immediately a foul on Duchesne, I guess. Oop. No, that was correct. He made the first foul shot, making it 14-9. Now Trip Palmer makes a shot for San Juan, so I've got to get this all straight here. I'm all behind now, but Trip Palmer coming in to score for San Juan. And the buzzer sounds. There was a foul. That was the first, I believe, on Duchesne's number 13, Rhett Claiborne, who had just come into the game. So it's 14-11 after the dust settles. 8 minutes in the books. First quarter complete. We'll take a quick break and return to Duchesne High School. Stay with us. It's San Juan trailing Duchesne 14-11 heading into the second quarter. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Back live to Duchesne High School. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Glad you've joined us tonight as the Broncos knock the ball away for the steal. Jagger Neves goes up for the layup and is fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And it looks like that's going to be on Duchesne's number 2, Kyson Giles. So the Broncos get the steal. And we're running it down court, and it results in a foul. Jagger Neves is at the line here for the Broncos to try to get them back to within 1 possession, and Neves does make the first of 2. So he's up to 4 points. That may be the leading scorer for San Juan. It is. So Jagger Neves has taken over the scoring lead, makes the second as well. So he has 5 for the Broncos, who are back to within 1. It's 14-13. Here come the Eagles with some passing. Got past Trip Palmer. Now Deshaun Johnson goes to the hole and is fouled by Brigham Nielsen. And Johnson will go to the line for the Eagles. And Johnson at the line for the Eagles. High school hoops this evening and tomorrow afternoon, all weekend long, brought to you in part by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, and Colleen Kays, author of the 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power. Johnson makes the first of 2, does not get the roll on the second, but there's a tap back for number 2, Kyson Giles. Wow. So beat everybody to the rebound there. And Giles scores the 2, making it 17-13. And now San Juan has it in the front court, but Trip Palmer had it knocked away and couldn't save it from going out of bounds. So the Broncos turn the ball over. And now Trip Palmer steps up, anticipating a pass to steal, goes to the hole for the dunk, missed the dunk, but he is fouled and he'll shoot 2. Oh, man. Palmer was thinking dunk the whole way down, I think, that time, and the defender got there in time to muck that up, and Palmer will have to settle for foul shots instead. We'll see. He might get that play completed by the time this game is done. That was good anticipation by the big sophomore for San Juan, and let's see. Looks like he was unable to make the first of 2 foul shots. The foul, by the way, is the first on Duchesne's number 3, Tanner Stansfield, and Trip Palmer makes the second of 2. So missed the first, made the second. It's 17-14, and the Eagles beat the Broncos down court, but Parker Crum, uncharacteristic. I'm sorry, that's not Parker Crum, Tanner Stansfield missing the layup, and now in the front court for San Juan, they draw a foul on the Eagles, and this, I think, is going to be the second on Kyson Giles. That's the case. So this coming with 6:45 to go in this first half, and the Broncos down 17-14 to Duchesne. They'll bounce it in. Trip Palmer down low on the left wing, dumps it into Anthony Dohm, back to Palmer. He dribbles in or backs his man in, pulls up for the 8-foot jumper, it bounces off, and rebounded by Duchesne. And the Eagles will work it in. Here's Coulter Giles handing off to Deshaun Johnson. He will send it on to the left wing to Kyson Giles. And now over on the left side, almost losing the handle, was Parker Crum. He'll hand off to Stansfield, who in turn dumps it to the wing. Coulter Giles goes to the hole, scores, and a foul. He'll go to the line with an add-one opportunity. And that's going to be a foul on Weston Jones to boot. And that was Coulter Giles scoring on the play. And so now all 5 Duchesne starters have at least a point in the ball game. And of San Juan's starting 5, only 3 have scored so far tonight. Most of the points have come off the bench to this point. Giles is unable to complete the 3-point play. The Broncos pull down the rebound. And now Anthony Doan spins his way into the lane, kicks it out. A 3 for Weston Jones on the way, rims off. Rebounded by the Eagles. And they'll run it up. Going to the hole, throwing it off the glass and rim, no good, was Stansfield, and he will draw a foul and shoot 2. It looks like it's going to be on Jagger Neves. Nope. Keaton Ivins, pardon me. His second. And it will put Tanner Stansfield, the 6'1 junior, to the line. And he has 1 point so far tonight. Duchesne is leading 19-14. And he gets the friendly roll on the first of his two. So Duchesne's the first team to 20 tonight. And it's a 6-point lead for the hometown Eagles. And Coach Nielsen yelling something from the far sideline as we have a momentary delay here. And looks like the foul is actually, yeah, I guess they're having trouble figuring out. We had the foul was on number 13, Weston Jones. That's kind of what I thought. And so it's actually Jones's third foul, I believe. Stansfield makes the second foul shot as well, so it's 21-14, and now a whistle, an offensive charge against guess who? Jake Ivins will be whistled for his third of the night. And that's now the fourth foul in the quarter against San Juan. So two players in this game already with 3 fouls for San Juan. Weston Jones off the bench and Jake Ivins for the Broncos, and so Ivins will have to come off again. He was only on the floor for maybe 15 seconds there. And Duchesne has it in the front court again. Deshaun Johnson goes to the right wing, and then they dump it down low to Coulter Giles. Back out to Johnson. Had time, thought about the three, but Keaton Ivins closed in on him. Now Brigham Nielsen knocks a pass away. It goes right back out high to Duchesne, and now a shot results in a foul, and it looks like against San Juan again. And that'll be the second on Anthony Doan. And it's going to be shots here for Duchesne. I'm not sure why they're lining up to, looks like that was on the floor, but it does put the Eagles into the bonus. So second foul on Anthony Doan. And the Eagles are shooting yet again. Kyson Giles at the line this time for Duchesne. Nothing but net on the first. They already have 12 foul shots in this first half. Meanwhile, San Juan has shot 6. And Giles makes both, so he has 5 points off the bench for Duchesne, and they continue to stretch the lead. It's up to 9 now, 23-14. The Broncos just looking a little bit flat offensively here in this second quarter. There's R.J. Daly with a nice drive, but can't get the bounce. And so nothing falling right now for San Juan. And the Eagles will run it up. Parker Crum goes right through the D. The scoop shot from the right with the right hand goes in off the glass. Crum has 8, and it's 25-14. San Juan coming back to try to score. And Jagger Neves is unable to lay that one in. Another rebound for Duchesne. Here's a 3 on the way from Crum. Rims out, and the Broncos will pull that down. And San Juan has it back in the offensive end. Here's Anthony Doan on the dribble. Now we'll kick it into the middle. Jagger Neves pulls up and gets the roll finally. San Juan back on the board again. And that's Jagger Neves' 7th point. And he leads scoring for the Broncos off the bench in this game. San Juan needs several players to get going. Anthony Doan only 2 points here in this first half. R.J. Daly only 3. And I didn't see, it looks like Duchesne ended up losing the ball out of bounds here. So that's a turnover to the Eagles. I only have that as their first turnover of the ball game. And now Anthony Doan has it. Left of the free throw line, missed the 10-footer. Rebounded by the Eagles once again. Duchesne out, rebounding San Juan 15-9 unofficially here in this first half. And there's a great pass down low to Deshaun Johnson. He makes the shot off the glass from the right side. It's an 11-point lead now for Duchesne, 27-16. We've got a timeout with 3:50 left in the first half. We'll take it 2 Come back with us to Duchesne High School. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Last year I was at my lowest, going through some pretty serious depression. A couple friends of mine stopped by the house and said they were worried about me. Said they'd feel a lot better if they could hold on to my firearms until things turned around. I think they saved my life.
If your loved ones are struggling, talk to them about temporarily storing their guns away from their home, because things do get better.
High School, Rhett Sifford welcoming you back in. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's a tough second quarter so far for San Juan. The Broncos calling a timeout after falling down by 11. They've got it back in the offensive end, though. Anthony Doan on the right side for Neves. Neves spins into the paint, runs into traffic, kicks it back out to R.J. Daly. Left wing now for Brigham Nielsen. Drives baseline, scores it off the glass. And that's his first points of the night. The Broncos back to within 9, 27-18. A lot of time still left in this first half. 3:15 to go in the second quarter. Stansfield for Duchesne. Kicks it back out high to Preston Davis. Out near the midcourt circle. Now hands off to Stansfield again. Back up top. Parker Crum had it knocked away by Anthony Doan. Crum calling for help. Will hand off to Davis. Davis from the top of the key goes to Coulter Giles on the right wing. I'm sorry, that was Tanner Stansfield. Now a shot blocked underneath. Keaton Ivins gets up there to block that shot from Parker Crum, and the Broncos will work it in. Anthony Doan spots a wide open R.J. Daly on the left baseline, and he scores it from the left side. And the Broncos pull back to within 7. It's 27-20, 2.5 to go in the first half. Duchesne has it in the front court once again. Tanner Stansfield high on the right wing. Goes up top to Dallin Porter, and then he found Jashawn Johnson, but Johnson had his shot go off the side of the rim. No good. The Broncos coming back the other way, and boy, that was a long roll. It stood up on the rim for about 5 seconds and finally fell off. Not in favor of Brigham Nielsen that time, and it's rebounded by Duchesne. And the Eagles work it into the offensive end. Parker Crum almost ran into R.J. Daly. Now runs into traffic, and they call him for the charge. He's not happy about it. It'll be his first foul. And Duchesne's fourth in the quarter. Only 2 starters for this Duchesne team have any fouls. Coulter Giles has 1. Parker Crum has 1. And on the bench, there's a couple guys who have fouls, but all 5 of the starters for San Juan. And who scored that bucket? I missed it. And I'm not sure who just scored for San Juan, unfortunately. It may be Neves, I'm guessing. I might have to check that at halftime. If so, he's got 9. And here's Duchesne back in the offensive end, now only leading by 5. Minute 15 to go. Johnson gets the ball left of the bucket, scores it off the glass, and the foul against R.J. Daly. No, it's going to be Keaton Ivins, his second foul. Johnson scores and has a chance to add 1. So 3 starters for San Juan now have at least 2 fouls, and we did confirm that was a Jagger Neves bucket. So, wow, he is leading San Juan scoring with 9 points off the bench so far this evening. And it's not bad that has 9 points off the bench, but it is bad that he's leading all the starters. As Jashawn Johnson scores the add 1, and Duchesne back up by 8, 30-22. R.J. Daly will hand off to Anthony Doan. Back to Daly. 3 on the way. Rims off. And rebounded by Duchesne. The Eagles will work it out across the line. Coulter Giles on the run. Pulls up and backs away from Jagger Neves. into the final minute of this first half, and it's a 30-22 lead for the hometown Eagles. And Parker Crum has it out high on the wing, dumps it inside, and Dallin Porter, a great move into the paint and up over the defense and in. He has 5, and the Eagle lead is back up to 10 points, 32-22. Right now having an easy time with San Juan. This has been a tough second quarter for the Broncos. Anthony Doan lost the dribble. Hands it, he corrals it though, and hands to Brigham Nielsen on the baseline, who finishes from the left side. Nielsen has 4 for San Juan. And now a 3 on the way is good for Coulter Giles. Duchesne 35, San Juan 24. Justice Black trying to answer with a 3 at the buzzer. It won't go. And that is how the half concludes. It is an 11-point lead for the Duchesne Eagles. The Broncos will have to get to work in the second half, down 35-24. We'll take a break and return with first half stats. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Utah is our home, unique in its strengths and struggles. And sadly, suicide in Utah is one of our greatest challenges. So people across the state are coming together to answer the call, to change our culture around suicide and mental health, to give hope and provide genuine help. Together, we can get through, lift up, look ahead, and live on. Learn how you can reach out at liveonutah.org.
Blue Mountain Hospital is offering in-hospital and at-home dialysis, advanced sleep study clinics, pain management, hip and joint replacements, and cutting-edge radiology, including 3D mammograms. We're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford wishing you a fond hello again this evening. We're glad you've joined us. A bit of a slow first half for San Juan. It was 14-11 for Duchesne after the first half, but the Eagles outscoring San Juan 21-13 in the second to lead 35-24 at a halftime. So the Broncos will have some work to do in the second half against this tough Duchesne Eagles team, and obviously taking them to overtime in Blanding a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. But here tonight on Duchesne's home court, it's a bit of a tougher animal here this evening. And we're going to take a look at some first half stats for you now. And the Broncos getting outshot pretty much in every department. The Eagles 11 of 23 from the floor, all total 48% tonight so far in that first half. San Juan just 9 of 24 for 38%. From inside the arc, the Eagles are 50%, 7 of 14. San Juan is 44%, 7 of 16. From beyond the arc, Duchesne has the edge again, 4 of 9 for 44%. San Juan just 2 of 8, 25%. From the free throw line, the Broncos barely have the edge there. They are 4 of 6 for 67%, but the Eagles had 14 shots, so more than twice the amount of foul shots the Broncos were afforded in that first half. And the Eagles 9 of 14 for 64%. Duchesne out-rebounding San Juan 17-9 in that first half unofficially. And the Eagles turning the ball over twice, San Juan 1. And the San Juan I've got for 1 steal, Duchesne 2. All of that unofficial. Now what I know we have right is the scoring. Once we confirm that Jagger-Neves bucket, let's take a look at the individual scoring, starting it off at the hometown Duchesne Eagles. And it's Parker Crum, their leading scorer, leading the way so far tonight. He has 8. Deshaun Johnson, 6 points in the first 2 quarters. 3 players with 5 points apiece, Coulter Giles, Kyson Giles, and Dallin Porter. And it's a 3-point night so far for Tanner Stansfield and Preston Davis. The 3-point baskets, 4 of them. 2 for Parker Crum, 1 each for Coulter Giles and Preston Davis. For San Juan, guess what? It's Jagger-Neves leading scoring off the bench with 9 points. R.J. Daly has 5. It's a 4-point night so far for Brigham Nielsen. And then the team's leading scorer, well, still Trip Palmer off the bench, has 3 for San Juan. But the leading scorer, Anthony Doan, was held to just 2 points in that first half. Jake Ivins had just 1. Keaton Ivins and Weston Jones and Justice Black have all been in the game, have yet to score so far tonight for San Juan. 2 3-point baskets in that first half, 1 for Jagger-Neves and 1 for R.J. Daly. So that's a look at the first half stats. We'll take another break and return for the second half. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Yat a Shamige Yanishke, Tuaheglini Nishle, do Batani Bashichin, Hashkishi Tashiche, do Tani Zatni Dashanale. Hello, my name is Shamige. I am the Public Health Director for Utah Navajo Health System. The younger a person starts to drink, the higher the risk of addiction. Those who start before age 13 have a 45% chance of becoming alcohol dependent compared to 7% of those who wait until age 21. Research also shows that 67% of teens who drink before the age of 15 will also go on to use other illicit drugs. Binge drinking now begins as early as grade school. According to data on underage drinking, parents are the #1 reason kids don't drink. It is important that we begin talking to our children at an early age about not drinking alcohol. Kids usually listen to their parents more than anybody else, including their friends. Parents, let's work together to help lower the risk of drug and alcohol misuse in our San Juan County youth. Let's do this.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics. In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Men can take a hit. We can tough it out. We're told to suck it up a lot more than we're asked to talk it out. But the truth is, the only way to tackle what's up here is by talking it out. To simply say what we're feeling. With friends, family, or the Utah Crisis Hotline. Put this number in your contacts right now. And if you're ever wondering if you have someone to talk to, you do. 24/7.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Welcoming you back in High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as we get underway in the second half with the San Juan Broncos visiting the Duchesne Eagles and trailing the Eagles 35-24 at the half. Jake Ivins, I should say, throws up a three, no good, rebounded by Duchesne. So unfortunately, the Broncos have picked up right where they left off at the end of that first half, struggling to make shots fall. And now Deshaun Johnson cuts right through the D, gets a pass, and finishes with a reverse layup off the glass. And now San Juan in the front court with the basketball. Anthony Doan goes down in the corner to Keaton Ivins. Now Brigham Nielsen on the right wing. They'll swing it around on the perimeter to Jake Ivins. Hands off to Brigham Nielsen. Picks up the dribble, sends it back out to Anthony Doan. Looks Deshaun Johnson off, goes to the hole, but too high off the glass with the finger roll. And the rebound pulled down by the Eagles. So San Juan still looking for their first points of the second half. Down by 13 now, 37-24. And we are just over a minute into the second half. I got one score update. I'll pass that along in a minute as Deshaun Johnson can't score for the Eagles after a nice pass. San Juan on the rebound. Now the Broncos dribble the ball out of bounds here. Are they going to say, no, it's not off Parker Crum? Crum messed up R.J. Daly's dribble right there, so good defense by Crum to force the turnover as the Broncos dribble it out of bounds. Now some nice passing underneath, and Dallin Porter outweights the jump of Keaton Ivins and finishes from the left side, and it's a 15-point lead for Duchesne, now 39-24. Brigham Nielsen pulls up from 9 feet, missing. And once again, rebounded by Duchesne. They are up by 15, their largest lead of the night. With 14 minutes left in the game, and it's going to be an even bigger lead now as Parker Crum drains another three. He's up to 11 points. That's a game high. R.J. Daly answers for San Juan, though. Hits the three from straight away, and it's 42-27. The Broncos back to within 15. They were down by as much as 18 very briefly there. And Duchesne has it back in the front court. Over on the left side, It looks like that's Preston Davis. Now Dallin Porter just to the right of the top of the key. Hands off to Coulter Giles. He drives in, kicks out to the right corner. Dallin Porter in traffic will kick out again. And Coulter Giles misses the three. It's rebounded by San Juan. But now the Broncos have it intercepted, but Duchesne has to save it from going out. So it comes right back to San Juan. Anthony Doan takes a pass in the corner, misses the three, and the rebound out of bounds off San Juan. It'll be going Duchesne's direction. San Juan down by 15. Again, they were down by 18 very briefly on a Parker Crum three, but mercifully for San Juan, R.J. Daly was able to answer that. It was really starting to get out of hand. And so San Juan continues to struggle here tonight in Duchesne. They've got to find a way to rally here in this second half. There's Duchesne having to save that from going out of bounds. That's going to be untipped. That's a backcourt violation. And so that's a turnover to San Juan. That's only Duchesne's second turnover of the game. And that is unofficial, of course. I may have missed some stats in that department, so don't hold me to my word on that. But Jake Ivins takes the pass in for San Juan. Now Brigham Nielsen on the right wing. Back around they come. R.J. Daly, finally got the touch and put up the three and drained it from the left wing. That's huge back-to-back threes from R.J. Daly and has San Juan back to within 12, 42-30, 4:25 to go in the third quarter. Here is Parker Crum for Duchesne. Up top he goes now to Kyson Giles, who's back in the game for the Eagles. To Preston Davis on the wing, and now Dallin Porter at the top of the key. Tries to spin away from a couple Broncos. The shot may have been partially blocked. It won't fall. And San Juan takes the loose ball. Now, great job by Keaton Ivins to save that from going out of bounds. And now Jake Ivins in traffic in the paint can't make a shot go. They wrestle for the rebound, and it finally comes down to Duchesne. So the Broncos miss an opportunity there. Coach Billy Hoops is going to call a timeout for the Eagles with 3:49 left in the third, and Duchesne up 42-30. We'll keep it here for a moment. Let me pass along the score to you. The only score updated so far tonight, at least via Max Preps, is a final at Escalante tonight. The Whitehorse boys losing 61-52. And so the girls in action at Bryce Valley tonight at home. So those two teams in completely different locations. Let's go right through it just in no particular order. The Dove Creek boys are at Uray tonight. Grand County boys at North Summit. These two teams have been traveling together all year, both San Juan and Grand, but switching places. So they're in North Summit tonight. San Juan at Duchesne. Tomorrow they'll switch. Grand will come to Duchesne, and San Juan goes up to North Summit. Montezuma Cortez teams, both the girls and the boys, hosting Alamosa tonight. Monument Valley girls and boys both at Pinnacle. The San Juan girls are hosting Duchesne, as I already mentioned. Whitehorse, of course, the boys at Escalante, suffering a loss in that game, and the girls are at home against Bryce Valley. Other girls' games, let's see. Grand County hosting North Summit. And I think we've mentioned everything. The Grand County swim team is at the Region 15 Championship. And I believe that's in Provo. Yes, it is, at the Provo Rec Center. So that's all the local sports going on tonight other than our game here at Duchesne. And so far, not much of a game, unless San Juan can find something special here in the second half. They have the basketball. There was a foul, I think. Was that a foul against Duchesne? I guess the second to Tanner Stansfield. Yes, and that is the first foul of the quarter for either team. And now R.J. Daly misses a three, but the rebound is touched by the Eagles and goes out of bounds in favor of San Juan. So the Broncos have the basketball to reset with a fresh 35. And Jake Ivins scores and is fouled. He'll shoot from the line, trying to complete a three-point play. And the foul is on Kyson Giles, his third. Jake Ivins gets his first field goal of the game with that bucket and has a chance to add one. Could bring San Juan back to within 9 right here if he's able to make this foul shot. His opening foul shot opened the scoring tonight, and he hadn't scored since, but he does here, complete the three-point play. So Jake Ivins has 4, and San Juan is back to within 9, 42-33. Eagles have it in the front court, and Parker Crum comes back to help out Preston Davis. Now Crum goes into the corner, but it was out of the reach of the intended receiver down there. I believe that was Kyson Giles. He very athletically saved it from going out of bounds, but nobody was at home. That goes the full length of the court out of bounds, and San Juan will inbound with a fresh 35 in the front court. And Anthony Doan goes in to trip Palmer in a beautiful reverse shot. He just goes up and shot it over the back of his head off the glass and in on the inbound play. And Duchesne coming back the other direction. San Juan, meanwhile, is quietly back to within 7 here, 42-35. 2:25 to go in the third quarter, so still plenty of time in this game. Duchesne has it in the front court, though. Tanner Stansfield hands off to Parker Crum. Into the middle they go, but it's intercepted by the Broncos. And Jake Ivins runs it down court. He spins away from Parker Crum and draws a foul on the Eagle senior. It was apparently in the act of shooting, so Jake Ivins goes to the line to shoot 2 for San Juan, and he could make this a 2-possession game right here. He gets a friendly roll on the first shot, and so Jake now has 5 points on the night. One more shot forthcoming. Makes the score 42-36, so the Broncos back to within 6 points. 2:10 left in the third quarter. And Jake Ivins drains both of those foul shots. So suddenly, San Juan is within 5 points, 42-37, after trailing by as much as 18 in this quarter. And still 2 minutes to go in the frame. Here's Duchesne in the offensive end, and hitting a 3 is Kyson Giles out of the right corner. That was a big 3-point basket for the Eagles. That puts them back up by 8, 45-37. And now an offensive foul on Trip Palmer. And so the momentum swings back in favor of the home squad with that series, or sequence, I should say. And the Broncos now pressing as Duchesne will get the ball into Deshaun Johnson. He'll run it across the line around Weston Jones and hands off to Coulter Giles. So the lead back to 8 for Duchesne. They could increase it here. Johnson has the basketball on the right wing. Now hands to Preston Davis. Back to Coulter Giles. 3 on the way, no good. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos running it up. Anthony Doan, I thought, was fouled. He was grabbed. No foul. R.J. Daly shoots the 3 from the right corner, no good. And the ball out of bounds, apparently off San Juan on the rebound. Wow, Anthony Doan was clearly grabbed. And it visibly slowed up his momentum. No foul called. I mean, that was like an intentional foul late in the ball game type of situation. Meanwhile, Daly missed the 3. Looks like a dead ball rebound for Duchesne. They'll have it out of bounds. And we'll walk it into or bring it in, I should say, into the front court. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter. It's a 45-37 lead for the Eagles. And they get the ball underneath. Scoring and a foul is, I believe, number 2, Kyson Giles. No, excuse me, it's Coulter Giles. They look a lot alike. Makes the bucket, draws the foul by Weston Jones. That's Weston's 4th of the night. And this puts Coulter Giles to the line for an ad 1, and he does make it. So he's up to 8 points, and it is a 48-37 lead. So San Juan had pulled as close as 5, but now the lead is back up to 11, 48-37. So any momentum San Juan had is definitely gone, and the Broncos will have to go to work again. Here's Jagger Neves in the paint, going up for a shot and draws a foul on someone down there. And it looks like that'll be number 13 for the Eagles, Rhett Claiborne. And so not a shooting foul. No, yes it is. They'll put Jagger to the line here. And from here on out, San Juan will be in the bonus, but only 55 seconds are left in this third quarter. The shot is up and no good for Jagger Neves on the first. So he is leading. No, he's not. R.J. Daly has finally taken over the scoring lead for San Juan among the starters with 11 points. Those 2 3-point baskets were huge, but unfortunately for San Juan, Neves misses both of the foul shots right here. And a lot of contact over there. Neves goes tumbling down. They let him play on. And the Eagles have it in the midcourt paint with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Now on the wing, and a player goes tumbling down. This will be a foul apparently on, guess who? Jake Ivins gets his fourth, and he'll have to come out with 35 seconds left in the third quarter. That's funny. Weston Jones is coming back into the game with 4 fouls as well. And so Jake Ivins goes off as 2 4-foul players replace each other here. And Duchesne has it in the offensive end. So unfortunately, that's going to limit Jake Ivins' contribution for the remainder of this game. And the Broncos force Rhett Claiborne out of bounds here. So that's a turnover on Duchesne. The Broncos will get the ball with 25 seconds left. And Anthony Dohm will walk it across. San Juan trying to score here to finish this quarter and maybe make this a single-digit deficit again. They're down by 11 right now, 48-37, with 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Anthony Dohm trying to go around a defender, lobs it into the corner. Jagger Neves misses the three. The rebound is sky high and finally brought down by Rhett Claiborne, and he went tumbling. They just let him play, and the quarter comes to an end. So the three-point miss from Jagger Neves is how it ended. There was a defensive rebound for Duchesne, but 3 quarters in the books, and the Broncos find themselves down 48-37 to Duchesne here tonight in Duchesne. We'll take a break and return for the fourth quarter. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Mom?
Dad, sometimes I'm gonna be a little impulsive.
I mean, I'm a teenager.
Not to freak you out or anything, but the leading cause of death in Utah for teens
is suicide.
So help us out here.
Because
we may be impulsive,
but we want to live. Almost all the time.
But in case there are times when we forget that,
keep your guns and ammo locked up safely.
Because doing this little thing
can make a big difference.
Live to Duchesne High School. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford welcoming you in as we begin the final quarter tonight. And San Juan has a lot of work to do here, down 11 to the number 7 team in the land in 2-8 basketball. It's Duchesne, and boy, they're going to open with a great play underneath, a wide open Kyson Giles. Easy layup for him from the right side to make it a 13-point lead again, 50-37. San Juan was down by 18 very briefly at the deficit's largest mark. They rallied to get back to within 5, but since then the wheels have come off a little, and Duchesne has seized the momentum back and are up by 13 as we enter now the last 7.5 minutes of the game. That was not a foul. San Juan turned the ball over there on a double dribble. Now an air ball is thrown up by Parker Crum. That's 2 air balls from Crum in this ball game, and now San Juan scores. Anthony Doan getting just his second bucket of the game right there. Makes it 50-39, so San Juan stays within 11. That's a key bucket. The Broncos need to find a way to string these together now. As Dallin Porter has the basketball for the Eagles. Now they'll dump it to the left side. And another air ball from Parker Crum, but Duchesne gets the loose ball anyway. That was just an 18-footer, not even a three-point shot. Now the Eagles setting it up. Some nice passing, and now down underneath. This ball goes off the hand of Preston Davis out of bounds. And I think they're telling the student section to, I'm not sure what they were telling. Yeah, they're telling a couple students to move up off the gym floor here on the sideline. It'll be San Juan basketball on the turnover. And the Broncos walk it across Jagger Neves, and the San Juan down 11. And just don't seem to have the fire here tonight. They've got to find a way here in this last 6.5. But Anthony Doan has the shot partially blocked here. Duchesne running the floor. Drawing a foul is Parker Crum. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And that's going to be on Jagger Neves. This will be just his first, San Juan's first in the fourth quarter. So Parker Crum will try to increase this Duchesne lead and drains the first. He has 12 points on the night with that one. And Crum's second shot is forthcoming here. On the way, and nothing but net. So he makes both. It's 52-39, back up to a 13-point deficit. San Juan going back to work. Anthony Doan spins at the top of the key. Dumps it down to Jake Ivins, and some good passing there. Ultimately, it goes to Trip Palmer wide open under the bucket, and he laid it in. Easy layup for Trip Palmer from the left side. And Trip Palmer now has 7 for San Juan off the bench. The Broncos steal the ball meanwhile, and will work it down court. Jake Ivins takes a pass, scores the bucket, and a foul for San Juan. And the foul will be on number 2, Kyson Giles. I have that as his 4th, but they have it as his 3rd, so I've misregistered a foul somewhere. Meanwhile, Jake Ivins trying to complete the three-point play and does. Anthony Doan was the only man underneath the rim waiting for that if it had fallen off. And so Ivins completes the three-point play. San Juan is back to within 8. It's 52-44. And here's Parker Crum for Duchesne right of the free throw line. Goes left side and just driving in through the D, laying it up with the left hand is Kyson Giles. He just took what they gave, and now Trip Palmer misses a short fade for San Juan, and the rebound pulled down by Duchesne. The Eagles will run it up. Parker Crum is stopped and travels with the basketball. That'll turn it back over to San Juan. Tanner Stansfield checking back into the game for Duchesne, replacing Dallin Porter. And the Broncos will walk it up, trailing by 10, 54-44. Into the final 5 minutes tonight. San Juan has trailed for the majority. A little give and go right there on a handoff back from Anthony Doan to Jake Ivins. It goes off Ivins' foot, and he kicks it out of bounds. So that will turn it back over to Duchesne. And it is the Eagles back in the front court with the basketball. And they'll go up top to Preston Davis. Now Parker Crum on the right wing. Brigham Nielsen trying to defend him. Crum goes around him. Nielsen does a great job to block that shot, and they'll give him a foul, though. So 2 fouls now on Brigham Nielsen, and that will put Parker Crum to the line, I believe. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a shooting foul. They're going to say it was on the floor, I guess, as R.J. Daly comes back in for San Juan, replacing Weston Jones. And the inbound pass is lobbed up to Parker Crum. He will hand off to Stansfield. And now down into the corner. The ball is knocked away from Kyson Giles as he drives through the middle. And out of bounds off San Juan, they'll say. So it remains in possession of Duchesne in the front court. They'll inbound with 25 seconds on the shot clock. Down to the last 4.5 minutes tonight. San Juan's got to really start getting to work here, down by 10. Preston Davis wanted that left wing 3, but San Juan defense closed in. Now Parker Crum misses the 3. San Juan pulls it down. Good effort by Anthony Doan. Now Jake Ivins goes into traffic in the lane. His pass was knocked out of bounds underneath the basket. And that will stay in possession of San Juan. They'll inbound with 26 seconds on the shot clock. Down by 10 still, 54-44. Duchesne is now going to call a timeout with 4:14 left. We will take a moment to let you know high school hoops tonight on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telecom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Reds Ace Hardware, and Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores. A huge thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. And it'll be San Juan basketball with 26 seconds on the shot clock. Coming out of this timeout from Duchesne with 4:14 left in the game. And the Broncos trailing the Eagles by 10. They've trailed for the majority. Now it looks like San Juan's going to draw a foul on Duchesne apparently here. And that's on Parker Crum, his third. And that is the second for Duchesne in the quarter. Jake Ivins trying to eat inbound for San Juan. He's running out of time and has to bounce it to Anthony Doan. Doan goes through traffic. His shot apparently was cleanly blocked and out of bounds off Duchesne. So the Broncos will keep it in the front court with 23 seconds left on the shot clock. Another block for Duchesne there. San Juan inbounds way up top to Jake Ivins in traffic. He'll spin into the paint, and he got Kyson Giles in the air, but Ivins couldn't finish with the shot. And it's rebounded by Duchesne. 54-44 still in favor of the hometown Eagles, and they've got the ball back in the offensive end. Jashawn Johnson high on the right wing with it. Will just throw it up. That was, I think, a shot right there. It maybe was intended as a pass, but it ended up going off the rim. San Juan coming back the other way. Players tumbling everywhere. And no foul was called there. I think maybe that was a missed shot for Daly, a rebound for Duchesne. Now the Eagles will get it across. That was out ahead of Parker Crum, but he tracks the ball down. Nobody for San Juan able to get to that loose ball. And the Eagles have it set up in the front court, and now just really starting to use the clock. Down to 3:15 to go in this one, and they've got an easy 10-point lead. And the Broncos have really not been a huge threat to Duchesne here tonight at all. And now there's a shot no good from three-point range for Preston Davis on the rebound. San Juan draws a foul. And that'll be on Tanner Stansfield. I have that as his third. That is correct. And a couple players, Stansfield and somebody, maybe Kyson Giles, yes, that's who it was, went off for Duchesne. So now I think it's the starters back out there for the Eagles on the floor right now. San Juan has it in the front court. Anthony Doan trying to drive in on the baseline on Jashawn Johnson. He's double teamed though. Finds Trip Palmer to the left of the bucket. He lays it up and in and draws the foul. He'll shoot to try to complete a three-point play. And Trip Palmer's had a great day off the bench for San Juan. That's 9 points for him now. Chance to make it 10 right here. He would be the second leading scorer on the team if he's able to. It's the first foul of the night, by the way, to Preston Davis for Duchesne. But boy, the Broncos have gotten some good play from both Jagger Neves and Trip Palmer off the bench, but he was unable to complete the three-point play there. It remains 54-46, so San Juan is within 8, but they just haven't had the urgency or haven't been able to get over the hump here. As close as they've been is 5 points in any rally here in this second half, but the Eagles have been able to keep them at arm's length. San Juan will rally, but the Eagles just take the momentum back away, and now they're unable to score. Jashawn Johnson missing a layup try. a nice pass down low, but the Broncos have a chance to cut away at the lead here as they've got it underneath. Anthony Doan, Trip Palmer 3 from the left corner, bounces off. That would have been a huge bucket. San Juan gets their own rebound, though. And I don't know, that may be only 2 or 3 offensive rebounds for San Juan tonight as Brigham Nielsen misses from three-point range. And it's rebounded by Duchesne this time, but the Eagles lose it out of bounds coming back into the front court. So that'll give it back to San Juan with 1:47 to go. But the Broncos are down by 8 and just haven't been able to get any closer than 5 points in this second half. And it looks like San Juan, maybe Duchesne is going to call a timeout here with 1:47 to go. It's a full timeout. We'll take it 2, and we'll return to Duchesne for the conclusion of this game. The Eagles leading the Broncos 54-46. Come back with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
Blue Mountain Hospital is offering in-hospital and at-home dialysis, advanced sleep study clinics, pain management, hip and joint replacements, and cutting-edge radiology, including 3D mammograms. We're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals.
Rhett Sifford welcoming you back in. Down to the final 100 seconds here tonight in this one. The San Juan Broncos visiting the Duchesne Eagles and trying to come back in this one. Here's an R.J. Daly 3. Missed everything, but Jake Ivins is right there to clean it up. He caught it like a pass and laid it up and in. And the Broncos will call a timeout. They're within 6 now, 54-48, but just 92 seconds left. So the Broncos have got to get a defensive plan here. My guess is they're going to have to start fouling. And you got to get the right player fouling because Jake Ivins would foul out. He has none to give. Weston Jones has none to give, although he's been on the bench lately. But San Juan's got to figure this out right here. They've got to find a way to force the hand of the Duchesne Eagles with just 1:32 left and within 6. 54-48 is the score. So we'll see what the Broncos have planned here. They're definitely going to be man-on-man and pressing. And we'll see if they can force a turnover here as Preston Davis gets set to inbound in the backcourt for Duchesne. They'll lob it in, and it's a touchdown pass to Parker Crum, and he will very quickly send it on to Deshaun Johnson, who has an easy layup. They got him open underneath the basket. So that blew that up right there. And the lead is back to 8, 56-48, as Trip Palmer misses a jumper, and it's rebounded by Duchesne. And the Eagles, I think at this point, well, San Juan, we'll see what they do. If they foul, they will. Brigham Nielsen will finally come in to foul Preston Davis, it looks like, on the far side. That's only 3 fouls for San Juan in the quarter, so the Broncos as a team still have 2 to give before the Eagles will be shooting. We are into the final minute here of this ball game now. And Duchesne, a nice inbound play, scoring and a foul is Kyson Giles, and he'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. He has 14 points now for the Eagles. I believe that is a team high. It is. So he is the leading scorer tonight off the bench for either team with 14 points, and make it 15 as he drains that free throw. That's the second foul, by the way, on Trip Palmer, but it's kind of moot at this point. As San Juan goes down, Jake Ivins will draw a foul. and that is on Kyson Giles. I had that as his 5th, but I guess that's his 4th, so I gave him an incorrect foul at some point, but Jake Ivins is at the line for San Juan. That does put the Broncos in the bonus, but boy, that is just how the game has gone for the Broncos as Ivins misses the foul shot here, and they just haven't had the fire in this game. And they've had a couple rallies, they've had a couple highlights, but this is going to definitely be a disappointing trip for them to Duchesne. And Ivins makes the second of the 2 foul shots. That makes it 59-49. The Eagles get it in, and Parker Crum lobs it up for Dallin Porter. He maybe thought that his teammate was going to maybe alley-oop dunk that thing, but Porter just elects to quietly lay it in. And now R.J. Dowley floats a 3, no good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Duchesne will work it across the line. Parker Crum with an over-the-back pass, turned it over. And San Juan running it the other direction. Anthony Doan lobs it out high. R.J. Dowley 3 rims off. Rebounded by the Eagles once again, down to 20 seconds to go. And Parker Crum just throwing up alley-oops now, but that timing wasn't right. Kyson Giles will bring it back out to midcourt. The shot clock is off. The Broncos are not going to attempt to foul here. They will allow the time to expire. And for Duchesne, it was a pretty easy win tonight. 61-49 is the final. The Broncos fall to 9-12 on the season. The Eagles improve to 11-8, and they will either cement their status as the 7th place team in 2A or maybe move up to 6th. The Broncos could possibly drop to 11th and maybe 12th, and they will have to go to work against an even tougher squad, I would say, tomorrow afternoon when they head up north to Colville to take on the North Summit Braves. So a 61-49 loss here tonight in Duchesne. We'll send it back to the studio for a moment. I will return with final game stats around the corner. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Hi, my name is Logan Monson. I am the mayor in Blanding. Youth, their families, and the well-being of our community is a big reason that I chose to serve in this capacity. Utah kids report that the #1 reason they choose not to drink is their parents' strong disapproval. Here are 3 strategies that can help keep your child alcohol and drug free. #1, bonding. Stay close to your kids. #2, boundaries. Set clear rules and expectations. #3, monitoring. Who are your kids with? What are they doing? And when and where are they going? Let's support each other in helping raise strong and capable youth. Having those important no underage drinking conversations are crucial to a child's future success. Let's do this.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a 3rd-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports. At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Good evening. Rhett Sifford welcoming you back in one last time as we open up the postgame show, and we intend to close it out here during this segment as well. A tough 61-49 loss for the San Juan Broncos tonight here in Duchesne. And so San Juan drops to 9-12 on the season with the loss. And just never really seemed to have the fire that they needed tonight. And they trailed for the entire game this evening. Down 14-11 after one quarter. It was 35-24 at the break. Both teams scoring 13 points in the third quarter, so the deficit remained the same, and then the Eagles closed it out, beating San Juan 13-12 in the final frame. Their lead was up to 18 points. Then the Broncos put together a pretty good rally in the third quarter, got to within 5, but that was as close as they could muster. From that point, the Eagles took the momentum back, and they continued pretty strong for the remainder of the game, and the Broncos just were unable to overcome the hump there. And falling tonight to the Duchesne Eagles. Let's take a look at the final game stats. And boy, tough night shooting for San Juan. They ended the night 18 of 52 from the floor for just 35%. The Eagles, on the other hand, were 21 of 43 for 49%. From inside the arc, Duchesne 15 of 26 for 58%. San Juan was 14 of 32 for 44%. From beyond the arc, Duchesne with the edge there as well, 6 of 17 for 35%. San Juan just 4 of 20 for 20% from long range tonight. So a lot of opportunities, but not a lot falling for San Juan from long range. From the free throw line, Duchesne 13 of 18 for 72%. San Juan was 9 of 15 for 60%.
Officially out rebounding San Juan tonight, 21-21. Just 3 offensive rebounds for San Juan. I know the games they've had greater success. They've had good offensive rebounding, but that was not happening tonight. Duchesne is doing a great job winning the battle on the board in San Juan's offensive end. 25 defensive rebounds for Duchesne tonight. Let's see, I had 6 turnovers for San Juan, 7 for Duchesne. Eagles with 2 blocked shots tonight, San Juan with 1. And the Broncos had 3 steals, Duchesne 1. It's all unofficial entirely, so take it with a grain of salt. Let's take these scores with a little bit more than a grain of salt. Should be accurate. And man, you talk about the bench contribution today for both teams. Tyson Giles off the bench tonight for Duchesne, leading scoring for the game, 15 points. Deshaun Johnson had 10 tonight, so 3 players for Duchesne in double-digit scoring. Alan Porter was right outside that with 9 points. Andrew Giles had 8. 3 from Chandler Stansfield and Preston Davis. The 6 3-point baskets broke down like this. 3, 1 each from Andrew Giles, Tyson Giles, and Preston Davis.
For San Juan, it was, and again, you talk about the bench contribution. Let's see. Jake Ivins came on in that second half to end up scoring 12 points for San Juan. So he had an amazing second half and ends up the leading scorer for the Broncos with 12. Unbelievable. R.J. Daly did have 11, and then 2 players off the bench with 9 points apiece, both Jagger Neves and Trip Palmer tonight for San Juan. Excellent nights off the bench, but boy, they needed a little bit more help from the starters tonight. So only 2 players in double-digit scoring for San Juan. And a couple more players on the board. Brigham Nielsen scored 4, as did Anthony Doan. So to me, that's the real score. When Duchesne can hold San Juan's leading scorer to just 4 points tonight, that was a real recipe for success. And Doan, I don't know if he's struggling with illness or what, but just did not look like he had the fire in the eyes tonight and was unable to contribute more than 4 points. So tough night for Anthony Doan tonight, and the team went accordingly in the 61-49 loss. There were 4 3-point baskets for the Broncos. Not surprisingly, 3 of those for R.J. Daly and 1 for Jagger Neves. So that's a look at the final game stats. I don't think we're going to be paid a visit up here from Coach Easton Nielsen, so I think we'll just go ahead and sign off. And again, it's the first of 2 games this weekend here on the road. Here we are in Duchesne tonight, closing things out, and so we're going to sleep the night and then head on up to Colville tomorrow morning for an afternoon tip, a 2 o'clock tip-off in Colville against the North Summit Braves tomorrow afternoon. We do invite you back. We'll be on the air starting at 1:30 if everything goes according to plan. So It is a triple header this weekend. Of course, we had Monticello playing last night, and we continue with 2 games from the Broncos this weekend. And so we invite you again to conclude the weekend with us tomorrow starting at 1:30. That'll do it for us here tonight. Again, a tough 61-49 loss for the San Juan Broncos to the Duchesne Eagles. I want to say some thanks before I close it out to all the sponsors, of course, who make the broadcast possible. We couldn't do it without you. I want to say thanks to Caleb Carr, the man on the controls here for StreamUtah.Live, making it happen on the video side. Thanks very much, Caleb. You always do an awesome job and travel lots of miles with me, so appreciate you. And I want to say thanks to you, all the listeners and the viewers tonight. You're the reason why we do these broadcasts. Again, join us tomorrow starting at 1:30 as the Broncos visit the North Summit Braves. Until then, Rhett Sifford saying so long from Duchesne High School. Have a great rest of your night, high school sports fans. High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.